Hello YouTubers, Joshua724 here. I did some more experimentation with this Facebook program. I now have a light aimed right at me, and hopefully that will capture more of my facial expressions. Unfortunately, I'm still having problems with the blinking and basic eye position capture, or where my eyes are looking. So I've tweaked the facial settings a little, and hopefully that will help. Anyways, I finally got around to seeing Star Wars. It took me a long time because of family obligations and Walmart sales during the holidays. I tried seeing it on the 21st, but that was when I found out about the first family get-together. Then I tried the 22nd, and something was going on that... Well, yeah, that's right. I didn't get my schedule until like a week before I was going to see it, and that's when the 22nd got occupied by Walmart. And, well, at that point I had bought a ticket for the 21st, tried redeeming it for the 22nd, tried redeeming it again for the 28th, and at that point I just gave up trying to redeem it further because I basically just lost it. The money. Finally, I just waited until the 28th, got a ticket, then went to the theater to go see it. At which point that was when it got a little messed up. I went there, swiped my card to redeem my ticket, but I got a ticket for the last day I had posted a date for a ticket, which was the 21st. No, 22nd. I then swiped my credit card to be able to redeem my ticket because I purchased off of Fandango, and it had given me a ticket for the 22nd instead of the 28th. I finally went up to the ticket booth, and they basically told me I could go in after like reviewing my ticket information, because basically something had gotten messed up in the whole thing. And after I'd gotten out of the movie, they gave me a free movie ticket because both tickets had printed out, but one got stuck, which was the one for the day I was going to see it. And so I basically used that free movie ticket to see the movie again. Anyways, what did I think of it? Well, before I begin, I'd like to share with you how deep my connections are with the Star Wars universe. My dad had seen Empire when it was first released in the theaters because he took my older sister to see it. He decided that he would love to work on something like that. Well, an ad showed up in the newspaper one day saying that a big movie company was looking at hiring engineers for some big movie projects. My dad took a shot at it and submitted his resume, which included a background in photography. They were so impressed by him that they hired him and sent him to New York to get trained on a new type of film transfer system. After his training, he went to work in Michigan at the newly created CBS Fox video conglomerate. He had the fortune of working on a number of high-profile movies. This included supervising the film transfer of all 3 Star Wars movies. As such, for Episode 7 to be released, it's a feeling of everything coming full circle for him. That being said, there are a number of emotions that I found myself experiencing as I watched the movie. First off, it was a new Star Wars movie made in the same vein as the original trilogy. In fact, it took elements from the original trilogy and remade them to look new. So to some, this looks like a remake of the original trilogy. However, considering what George Lucas did with the prequel trilogy, and how everyone felt about that, it's quite understandable why JJ and Lawrence decided to go a safer route and make a movie that not only echoed the original trilogy, but was familiar to loyal fans. This does mean that it's not entirely original, but for those of us who can enjoy it without being turned off by the familiar, it makes for a satisfying movie. Some things that seem to be a detriment to fans is the way lightsabers are handled and the way Rey seemed to figure out how to use the Force to be able to get through certain situations. Finn seemed to be able to pick up the lightsaber and just start using it. I figured that since the stormtroopers were using lightsaber-resistant weapons, they would have had some idea on how to use rod-like weapons. As such, I never questioned the plausibility of that situation. As far as making the lightsaber look like a cheap weapon you can pick up and start using, when you're being attacked by the enemy, you don't worry about whether or not you can handle the weapon you've been given. You just start using it and hope that you can deflect the enemy's attacks. As for Rey, the one thing I derived from her being able to use the Force on whims, I'm reminded of the tree on Dagobah that was strong with the dark side of the Force. In the expanded universe, two Jedi battled on Dagobah, and the Dark Jedi was defeated. His dark energies were absorbed into one of Dagobah's caves. As such, if a Force-powerful being can leave traces of the Force in the cave, and then why can't an object inherit properties of the Force as well? In turn, if a being who is capable of using the Force but hasn't become self-aware of it until she comes within range of said item, why can't that item that has been handled by a number of Jedi in the past be able to transfer some of those energies to that individual? All that aside, one thing that struck a deep chord with me was the death of one of the major characters. They killed off Han Solo. Mind you, in retrospect, it's not that surprising that they decided to do that. During Return of the Jedi, a number of individuals thought a major character should be killed off to heighten the danger factor, but George is the one to do that. With George taking a step out of production decisions for this movie, it gave the filmmakers a chance to do exactly what they wanted for this movie. As such, not only was a major character killed off, it added more emotional gravity to the situation it was intended for. Overall, even though it was an entirely original, the familiarity of the story and the nostalgia that can come with that should be enough to bring loyal fans back to the series. As such, I enjoyed it.